No matter what stage of healing you're at, please start believing you are worthy of love and deserve more than the bare minimum. I totally agree with that. That was Inner Practitioner on Twitter. Believing you are worthy of love means that you believe I deserve to be treated well. And I think that's different for every person. With respect and dignity, I deserve to be cherished. I am worthy of an intimate and fulfilling relationship. I won't settle for less than I deserve. I think that's solid advice. What do you guys think? You've got to start believing you are worthy of love, even if you are not fully healed. And for many of us, the healing process can take years and years and years. And what's happened during this reset that we've gone through some, I would say, shaking of the inner core. Some belief systems maybe have been challenged. You are worthy. Don't ever let anyone make you feel that you aren't. Your worth is definite. Start feeling it today. One small crack does not mean you are broken. It means you were put to the test and you didn't fall apart. Oh, I like that. Because we all have cracks in our armor, chinks in our armor, whatever you want. You know, that old saying, chip out of your shoulder, right? As many sufferings mounted, I soon realized that there are two ways in which I could respond to my situation: either react with bitterness or seek to transform the suffering into a creative force. I agree with that. Find the creative force within you each and every day. Find that little crack within you and know that it is just a crack. It's not the end of the world. It's just the beginning of something magnificent. Please start believing that love and happiness are possible. It is time to start looking at the next stage of your life. And what is the next stage of your life? What is the next stage of healing? What are some doors that were considered to be closed forever that are now open? Everything in your heart desires to be healed and to be whole and to be accepted and to be loved. But we can't let people steal our life force from us. You're always going to have the naysayers, those who do not believe in your dreams. And if I ask you to name all the things you love, how long would it take you to name it for yourself? So, in other words, it's easier to praise others than it is to praise ourselves. And why is that? Kevin, how are you? Thank you for the love burst. And if I ask you to name all the things that you love, how long would it take for you to name yourself? Yeah. Self-love and recognizing one's self-worth should be taught at school. I agree. Just reading some of the comments here, they're kind of sad. Many people are talking about how they have been struggling and they're feeling like the bare minimal right now. I grew up in such a twisted view that love, I thought, was giving all you had. Yeah. It's funny, her name is Miss Mental. I like that name. That's funny. We put ourselves in situations where we test ourselves. We do. Bobby, I always like when you're here. How are you coping lately? You doing well? I hope so. It's been a while since I've talked to you. I'm just going to take a quick look here at some of the comments. Wednesday is a pretty chill day for me. The universe likes speed. Don't delay. Don't second guess. Don't doubt. Do you believe that to be true? All the downs of my life have lifted me above the gods' vibe power. Okay. I think, the little cracks basically just show that you're resistant, right? To breaking, that you're stronger than you could ever possibly imagine. I like this. This is funny. Someone wrote this. Some relationships inspire you to be single. I think that's so funny. You don't have to wait till you're completely drained or fed up to leave a connection. Being repeatedly unhappy is enough to let it go. Do you believe that to be true? Forget what hurt you, but never forget what it taught you. And in the really insane situations in life, I think we learn valuable, core lessons. We succeed because we understand the way the world works and what we have to do. See, many people believe that life is a game. Nothing more, nothing less. We're all just playing to win, right? Some people are better at the game than others. Invest in yourself. It is the best investment you can make. I totally agree with that. In fact, I'm going to retweet that. There we go. Perfect. No matter how you travel, enjoy the journey, enjoy the adventure, enjoy the self-discovery. I would agree. Flowing, not forcing. Living in the gap, living in the flow. I believe in that. Live in the flow. Let the flow take you. Surrender to what is around you. I think life is full of endless lessons and different avenues. And the universe doesn't really care if you suffer. It's more about the growth. Love me for me. I don't want to spend our entire relationship trying to complete you. Ooh, that's kind of deep. That is kind of deep. Some people do get in relationships in hopes to complete themselves and complete others. They hope that the pieces will fit together. Yeah, I agree with this. Almost all successful people in the world value reading as a way to improve themselves every day. Bobby, thank you so much for the heart. That's very nice of you. I appreciate that. My secrets are work hard full time only, and most of. Okay, I like this part. Be constantly in the longevity is the key. I think we missed a couple words there, but that's okay. Longevity is the key for sure. See, your troublemaker tag team partner has resurfaced. Ooh, okay. And who is that? Who is the troublemaker who's resurfaced. You'll have to fill me in, James. I can only guess. There's a few that come to mind, so I'm not totally sure. Hmm. Okay. Thank you, Rick. I totally appreciate that. Better habits, better life. I would be proud of yourself. Yes. I like this. When all is over, I hope you remember the courage it took to love yourself. I like that. When this is all over, I hope you remember the courage it took to love yourself. That's a good piece of advice. It's a great statement. You must know yourself so that you can grow. Oh, I hear things erupting in the background. We have neighbors around here fighting all the time. They get outside and they just go crazy, and I have the window open. So if it gets volatile, you'll know. We had someone screaming the other night. It was great. Let all the possibilities awaken within your deepest core today. Focus on how far you have come, not just on how much you still have to go. Take the time to give yourself credit for what you have already achieved. I agree. Look at all the things that you accomplished in this year, right? Because I think we're so easily bashing the crap out of ourselves for things we didn't do instead of celebrating things that we did do. How are you? How are you, Mr. Shadow? Oh, Bobby Shadow. Okay. I thought you were talking about your inner shadow. You know me? The night of the dark soul. Have you ever heard of that term? We all have that, where we fight the demons within us. Yeah. When you are in fear, you create more fear and entangle yourself in mistrust. But in your knowing, you are safe. Ooh, that's deep. That is Bruce Van Horn. Nice man. Very nice man. I'm going to read that again. It's a little deep. When you are in fear, you create more fear and entangle yourself in mistrust. But in your knowing, you are safe. And you are. You are always safe. Ramsey, my good friend, my co-host at the beginning. Ramsey, be happy. Be happy, Ramsey. When you become more disciplined, you give yourself unlimited power. Fiona said that. Good old Fiona. I like that, actually. That's really good. Let's retweet that one. That's a good one. I love this. Be you. The world will adjust. You know what? That's all you were ever meant to be, is you. Magnificent you. Your soul signature is you. Just be the very best version of yourself every day. That's all you need to do. I'm a bit of a mood ring. I take on a mood of those around me. Yeah, you know what that is? That means you're sensitive. You have to be careful to shield yourself. And if you're around emotional vampires, they will drain you dry. So you have to be careful. I've been in situations where I've gone into a room, I'm feeling upbeat, happy, lots of energy. I'm in the room about 20 minutes, and there's a couple emotional vampires, and there's no energy left. I'm done. My soul is drained dry. Have you guys done that? And if you know people like that within your inner circle, those are people you need to stay away from. If it's at your work, then you need to learn how to negotiate your emotions. And what I mean by that is find a way to survive. Survival is key, my friend. Ooh, I like this. The 4 agreements. Be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. Oh, God, good luck with that. Don't make assumptions. Always do your best. It's true. It's true. The first one, be impeccable with your words. Number 2, don't take anything personally. Well, good luck. Don't make assumptions. Always do your best. Now, number 3 is the most powerful one for me, because what I've learned recently is I'll step back and go, okay, what can I do in this situation to see this from a different angle? Maybe I'm not seeing this fully. Maybe if I lived the life that this person has lived, maybe I'd understand better. Am I being judgmental? Am I being mean in this situation? Am I being uncaring or impatient? Forgot a case of corn, got an ass kicking when I got home. Well, good to know. I think you need to go get that corn then. Hello, Stevie Wonder. Yes. I didn't know corn is essential at Christmas, is it? Okay. And what is a case of corn? Like, what are we talking about? Like canned goods? I'm not too sure. Or actual corn on the cob. Make a plan. Stick to it. Do you agree with that? Do you have a plan for 2022? And are you going to stick to it? Canned, yes. Yes. Are you one of those people that's a prepper? You know what a prepper is? Do you have like an area of your home that's full of canned goods? We have that. We could survive for months. It would be pretty bland, but we'd definitely survive. I could probably survive a month off just my belly fat, so let's not go there. The affirmation today is, I believe in me. I believe in me. I believe in you. I believe that you're a unique signature. I believe that you are God-given. I believe that you are structurally far greater than you can possibly imagine. And it's not until you're tested do you know that. I also know that if you go out and spend some time in nature, you're going to feel a lot better. I did that today. I went for an hour walk. It helped. It really did. There's a lot going on right now. If you have to lie, cheat, or steal to get it, it's not meant for you, and you don't need it. Do you think that's true, folks? Let's read that again. That's the wise connector. If you have to lie, cheat, or steal to get it, it's not meant for you, and you don't need it. Wow. That's pretty intense. Keep praying for direction and guidance. Number 1, do you believe in prayer? And if you believe in prayer in the lovely, replay, repeat, rebroadcast, just write it down that you believe in prayer. I believe in prayer. I believe on what we focus on most, we get more of. I also believe that, what we harvest, what we reap, we sow. If we do evil, we will get evil back. We may not get it right away, but it comes back. There's some kind of system. Believer in prayer here. Yeah, I believe in the power of intention. And I believe in focusing on what you want. And I also believe in angels. And I've believed in angels most of my life. I also believe in the healing power of music. Here's a note to yourself. Dear me, I know you're scared, but you can handle this. Dear me, I know you're scared, but you've got this. You can handle this. And you do, you've got this. Hello, leprechauns from all over the world. How is the weather? I noticed you're under water right now, Walt. Walt, are you open to coming up for a few minutes? No? Maybe? Yes? You tell me. You keep me in the loop here. Everybody loves Walt. Walt, we miss you. We hope that you come back and start broadcasting again. I know this isn't your format, coming up here and just talking to yourself, but you could talk to me. And I know how much you enjoy that. Woohoo! All right. It's all good. Let's see here. Maybe we can get him up for a moment. All right. So if you guys could write down 3 vices that you currently have that you would love to eliminate or contain, right? Or get things back in order. Some people it's coffee and dessert. Some people it's booze. Some people like the booze. Mm. Do you believe in this? Drink 3 liters of water every day. Add zinc to your diet. Add natural protein to your diet. Huh. To be where you want to be, you must love where you are now and feel excited about where you are going. Is that true? Are you excited about where you're going? I drink very little water. Yeah. See, to cleanse your body, I heard you need to have at least 6 glasses of water a day. I think I would live on the toilet if I did that. I am drinking more water. Drink lots of water. And I have taken zinc since I was a teen. So for you, Rick, what was the greatest shift? Did you go from like 3 meals to 1 meal a day? Fasting, for some people, works really well, gives your body a break. I totally agree with that. Because, every time you eat, your body has to process that. And that requires a lot of energy, a lot of fuel, right? And you can, like anything, you can get backed up, not to be gross. But if you ever go on a cleansing, you know. I remember when I started just eating greens. Oh, my Lord. It was interesting. I believe that. My son and wife drink loads of water. I prefer the coffee. So do I. I prefer the coffee. Keeps me going. Okay, Rick says 1 meal a day isn't very good. You stuff yourself since that's the only meal. So what you're saying is everything in moderation, right? I would agree with that too. Moderation is very important. Bring the best of your authentic self to every opportunity. Well, we try to do that. I don't think we're at our best every single day, though. What do you guys think? So, if you were to say, write something down if you can here. What is the best self care tip for you? I love this one. Train yourself to take nothing personally. If you can do that or not be affected by what people think of you, because the truth is, 1 minute you can be a hero, and the very next day you can be a zero, right? So, I think you have to have a foundation within yourself that is very strong. And if you have that, then you're going to be okay. If you don't, you're going to suffer in this world because you're never going to make everybody happy. But if you strive to make yourself better every day, whatever that may be, for some people, the most important thing is being noticed and being seen. Almost that narcissistic side. Doesn't matter, as long as they get noticed, they'll do anything. They'll be outrageous if they have to be. Don't wait for miracles. Your whole life is a miracle. And if you look at life as a miracle, as an opportunity, as new avenues each and every day, then I think you have a greater chance of survival as we spin around the planet. You can look at life as a struggle, right? Or you can look at life as a miracle. And we have to be careful of the words we use. I so believe this. The words that we use every day are the ones that will lead us to where we want to be. And the other thing I say every broadcast, you are an average of the 5 people you hang around most. So if you're hanging around people who are not driven, who do not facilitate your highest growth, who do not support you, they don't have to agree with you. I think a good friend, if you're off course, will tell you you're off course. If I advance, follow me. If I stop, push me. If I fall, inspire me. These are all things to live by. So, Walt, are you still broadcasting at all on Happs, or are you just doing the wonderful Twitch? I still want to do a broadcast with you on Twitch, and soon we're going to be able to do Instagram. Did you guys know that? That'll be awesome. So, what we should do if we start doing Instagram, we should start doing some really short videos because nobody watches, honestly, past 2 minutes on there. The attention span is no more than 2 minutes. Probably a minute's better. And if you're going to go into a long video is 5 minutes on Instagram. It's a totally different beast. Pain is inevitable, but everything is constantly in flux. We hurt, we heal. The things we get, they become easier with time, with wisdom, with guidance, right? Focus on the hard things, and the rest of your life will be easy. That's an oldie. Haven't broadcast on Happs for about a month. Last broadcast was with yourself, and what an enchanted time it was. Well, are you available to come up for a moment and just tell us what is going on with you before I go? Because I do have to do dinner here soon. But my goal now is I'm waiting for Instagram to link. I'm going to start doing shorter videos. And if we can do stuff that has content like this where it's uplifting, people will watch it for a while. And I think with your broadcast where you're in the woods and you're with Teddy, that is a great formula. But I also think that you have the ability within you and everybody in this room, especially Rick, that you can dance alone. You can dance if you want to. You can leave your friends behind. No, don't do that. Yeah. Single life is not a status. It is a word that describes a person strong enough to live life and enjoy life without depending on others. Wow. We should read that again. Single is not a status. It is a word that describes a person strong enough to live and enjoy life without depending on others. Very intelligent people tend to be people who are okay with being alone and enjoy their time down. You know what I mean by that? Time for self-reflection, inner connection, and don't really get too rattled by the opinions of others if they're liked or not liked. I have a few friends like that. They would much rather read a book or go for a walk. What do we got here? I got someone telling me something here. Oh boy. my daughter called me here. Laura, are you watching my broadcast? I love you. Are you okay? I will call you as soon as I'm done here, Laura. I promise. Okay. Laura is the... I'll watch that after work. Oh, that's so cool. So I'm glad you're there, honey. Let your guard go out on a limb. Let your guard go out on a limb. Take more chances, experiment, play, stretch yourself. Honor your preferences, respect your wishes, and follow your heart. That's interesting, that one. I don't know if I totally agree with this one, to be honest with you. Let your guard go out on a limb. Take more chances, experience, play, stretch yourself, honor your preferences, respect your wishes, and follow your heart. Which part of that do you believe? And that is, again, Bruce Van Horn. Great guy. Just for today, the hashtag, just for today, I am a dreamer, a builder. Absolutely. Is there a book that you guys would highly recommend in the future for someone to read if they wanted to do some self-development? Positive thinking isn't about expecting the best to happen every time, but accepting that whatever happens is the best for this moment. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Recovery. Tim, how are you? Are you still on Happs? I'm so glad to see you there. I'm a big fan of Tim. You know why I like Tim? Tim is one of those individuals that basically leaves his heart on his sleeve. There is no fluff. I really feel like you get the real deal with Tim. And I don't feel like I get that with many people in this life. I'm a lousy reader. I read a couple of pages, then my eyes are closing. So they're good before you go to bed. They lull you into sleep. Tim, would you be willing to come up for a moment? Here, let me just see what you're up to. Are you still doing the mental health show on Wednesdays? That's a great show, by the way. Here he is. So anyone who isn't following Tim Conrad, please follow them. If anyone who isn't following Walt, please follow him. Everybody knows Walt, at least I assume they do. But if you're brand new to the format, you cannot go wrong following Walt. Walt will be back when we get more features. Rick Costa has a great show every day at 6 o'clock. And if you're a person who is spiritual or religious, I think you will enjoy his broadcast. It's really good. So I've invited you, Tim, if you'd like to come up. No offense, but why can't more people be gentle to one another? And why do you think that is? I don't know. And Rick says, I have a few moments. Perfect. I would love to see you. Come on up just for a few moments. We haven't connected for a while. So if you haven't started your secret passion yet this year, really start to lay the foundation to do it in 2022. And we have Tim here. Yay, this makes me very happy. Okay. Joining us in 1 second. And there he is. And he's on OBS. I tried OBS. It was a mess. It was a mess. When I tried to put the pictures up and stuff, it started pixelating and it wasn't good. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I enjoy OBS.
I love OBS, just not on Happs.
No. Yeah, I've had a little issue here and there with Happs, but
it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm working on getting OBS all set up for the show tonight, so.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I got a few minutes to chat.
I would love to chat with you. I want to pick your brain for a few minutes, if that's okay. So.
Sure.
You know, do you believe that the thoughts that we think about most really do direct us? Like what you focus on most?
Yeah. I mean, I think it has a huge influence on us. If we're thinking about it constantly or a lot, then it certainly does, yeah.
Because a lot of people suffer what I would call in the state of pain body. You know what I mean? They constantly play the horrible records in their head.
Mm-hmm.
I used to do that when I was a teenager. I'd play some, sappy song, get all teared up and feel sorry for myself and do that till I was exhausted. And then I would feel better and go, wow, I feel better. but I didn't realize it was a release. But I think many of us are just lost in that. And I know you talk about mental health a lot. Hi, Joy. Yeah. Hi, Brian.
Yeah, that's all a matter of my own mental health. I was just talking with some folks about that today, even that you know, the show that Gemma and I do
Mm-hmm.
is so key in my further education and continued interest in my own mental health. Therefore, being able to share my experience and stuff has been just a huge part of you know staying on the right path.
See, I hope that people can be brave. And I feel what you do is so brave. The average person does not have the constitution within them to bear their soul the way that you do. And I've always admired that, you know. But now that show is what, 1 hour every night?
Every Wednesday, every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern time.
Till when?
7. Yeah, it's 1 hour.
Yeah, so
Sorry.
1 hour. So it's 1 hour power. It's not drawn out. You don't lose, and you stay on topic.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Tonight we're talking about imposter syndrome, which is
Which is,
it's kind of a little bit like what you were just talking about,
yeah.
but it dives more into the you know, if somebody's finding success,
Mm-hmm.
they feel like they don't deserve it,
Oh,
and
okay.
generally self sabotage and that kind of stuff. But I don't want to give too much away.
Yeah.
We gotta fill an hour tonight. So
But you will though, is if you have, the comments going, an hour is so easy to fill.
oh yeah, yeah.
And I know that you're really good at keeping uh, the audience engaged. Feel free to read the comments, by the way. Go ahead.
I'm working on it. My Brian says, Michael and Tim, excellent discussion. I feel like we could have a solid. If I have more time one day, I'll hop on. We could have probably a really solid talk.
Do you know who is very deep? Is Brian.
Yeah, he
There,
is.
yeah, Brian is. Brian reminds me of myself when I was younger, but more centered. I was even wilder than Brian. Yeah,
You
and
strum
but
on the guitar?
um, I used to sing. I used to sing for my supper, so I did that for a while. Um, and I was a DJ for many years, which they're related in the way of that you want to be noticed. So, and that was the main reason I did it back then. From the time I was 17, I remember I had a neighbor who was an older guy, kind of funny looking, and he always had beautiful girlfriends. And I thought, what is he doing right? And then I figured out he was a DJ. And I was like, I will work for free. You tell me what I got to do. And I think I was 16 or 17 years old. And I worked free for about a year. And then I started getting paid pretty good. It was fun.
Yeah, I DJ'd a little bit. That is a fun. It was more of a hobby for me, but I did make some money doing it.
Yeah.
DJing weddings on the side.
I did that too. I
Yeah.
did Parents Without Partners for a while. I did invite Brian if he wants to come up. I don't know if he's working. But if you could do a show with him,
We
like,
have Brian on the schedule.
yeah, because he is like, he loves personal development. I think he's got the schooling too.
He's
Yeah,
supposed to. We have him on the schedule for the 21st, I believe.
yeah.
We got to iron out how we're gonna do the show with the third person on this portrait mode.
We had a subject today, and I don't know if you know Carmen, but she's a
Hmm.
very great, solid lady, and she talked about expressing boundaries within people, like, because she didn't want people swearing on a broadcast, and And I'm just curious because we've got some big minds in the broadcast here, and she to her, if you use certain words, she'll drop you like a hot potato. And one
Oh,
of the words
that's.
was the C word, which we all
Hmm.
know is, and someone had used that word, and the F bomb, and we all swear from time to time. And I was just curious what are your parameters with that, and the people in the audience what they feel, because to me, I think you can do that in your own life. You can. They're not bothering me. It's okay. That's life, right?
Yeah.
Life is ever unfolding. Life is messy and crazy, but I would love to address it because we had some people get very emotional, saying, you're all about control and how dare you. And I'm thinking, I think that's self-respect, knowing what your boundaries are.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think boundaries are very important. Um, yeah, you can't get mad at people if you don't let them know what they're
Yeah,
doing. You got to set rules or parameters ahead of time. You can't just expect them to know. You know what I mean? Like, if so and so doesn't like swearing in a broadcast, that's their prerogative and they're right. It's their broadcast. They have that right. And ultimately, we are all responsible for our own broadcasts, right? So, I mean, that's right there in bold letters on the terms of service.
yeah,
You, if the broadcast is under your name, possession is 9/10 of the law. So,
yeah. I like that.
yeah, I mean, if you don't like the swearing and you tell people I'm gonna boot you, then you can follow through with that all day. Now, I don't like when people just expect you to know that. Like, oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't know that.
You have to set parameters. Yeah. How do you do that in a gentle way, though? I think that's the tough.
Well, for like the mental health hour, we have a website and a Discord and all of that where
Yes.
there's a lot of we've set out some ground rules
Mm-hmm.
and especially we've got parameters for guests that come on the show. We've as the show has grown, Gemma and I have learned that we need to adjust different things. One of the things was trying to put some sort of rules in place for our guest. Not that I shouldn't say rules. I should say more like what to expect and what you can and can't say.
Guidelines, maybe? Is that
Yeah,
a better word?
guidelines. Perfect.
Guidelines. Okay.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, don't be afraid. If you want to get into something, no matter how deep it is or rough, this is a safe space. We and my audience or our audience knows that at zero tolerance for these people. We're here talking about mental health, and it's a tough
Yes.
discussion. So I mean, I think there's a little common sense there on their part,
Mm-hmm.
but B, we have made it known that there's a zero tolerance policy for any kind of trolling in this type of show. Now, if it's just me and Gemma messing around while
Yeah.
she's baking or whatever, then let's all have some fun. But during a mental health broadcast, let's keep it clean cut.
Have you ever had it where it went too far? The person maybe revealed too much, and you took the show down.
No.
No, that hasn't happened. I've had people come on the show, said things they felt bad about saying, and I said no problem, I'll take it down. But the problem is, once it's on the net, it really is on the net.
Yeah, it's there
Especially
for.
if it's channeled through so many broadcasts. Because I remember our first karaoke was ridiculous. We were completely off the wheels. Like it wasn't good. Seriously, it was not good. And we got rid of it, but it's still out there. If you really
Yeah.
want to see it, I know of a place you can find it.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful. And the other thing is too, anybody can record shows too,
Oh yeah.
and
Oh yeah.
then you can then do your TikTok, the little loop, and you at your finest moment suddenly is played over 1,000 times. Yeah. So
And if they're really good, they can screen record it chop it up and turn it into something you
Yes,
never
and make
said.
it into anything and have you sing a song, right? Like, especially if you're a president. I've
Yeah.
seen that, and really well done, by the way, when they do it. How did you get where you are in your mindset, where you've become so free? Because that is not a normal, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but to me, I'm kind of honoring the space that you have now, that freedom, you
Hmm.
know, to be yourself.
It
Have you
took
ever had any pushback from you being
it
so
took a
open?
long time. It took a long time to get there. Um, it was not an easy road, but when I finally made it to the point where I came to terms with what I needed to do with my
Yeah.
drinking and my
Yes.
sobriety, um, that I just decided, I'm not gonna hide anymore. Like
Mm-hmm.
this is it. I have manipulated. I've lied.
Yes.
Thank you, Gemma.
Thank you
I've
so much. Yeah, we appreciate it.
I've hidden in the
Mm-hmm.
darkness. I've
Yes.
isolated, detached, all of these
Yeah.
things for so long, for 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
And I'm just
That's
done
very
with it.
textbook too. What you're saying there. That's very textbook.
I'm done
That
with it.
yeah.
So
I,
I'm not hiding anymore. I am who I am. I'm an alcoholic.
yeah.
I have strong opinions,
Mm-hmm.
especially when uh, you know things. Nobody likes change, right? But change can be brought on in a much
Yeah.
better way. Just flat out, I'm not going to get into a discussion about it because I'm kind of past it. I've said my piece on the transformation here. I'm still here, um,
Yeah. You're still alive.
and
Yeah.
but there definitely could be. And you know what? I think something that helped with the process was that
Mm-hmm.
Mark Goldman finally came on with Bobby Bicker there and admitted that there was just a major disconnect in communication with us. So
Yes.
I felt really good hearing him say that.
Yeah.
Um, I
So forms of forgiveness. I feel like we shifted there quickly, but I'm catching up. Okay, I got it.
yeah.
We went from sobriety to Mark Goldman. I was just like, woof. Okay, what did I miss? Okay, we just did in the time warp there, but it must have been a comment or something.
No, I gotta get it out fast because I only have a couple minutes. But
Yeah, and then you got to do your broadcast.
well, I gotta get set up
Yeah,
for it. But
yeah,
anywho, yeah. So it took a long time to get there, and once I finally achieved it, I just
yeah.
decided I was not gonna hide anymore. This is who I am, and love me or hate me.
Well, I'm on the love side. Have been for a while. Um, I don't know if you know that, but I admire your strength. And when you go from being a person who's numb to being a person who isn't numb anymore and having to fully feel everything that you're feeling, it kind of sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And you go through darkness. Night of, there are some victories, but I think it's tougher being fully immersed in this experience called life than it is being numb.
It is. It is. It's truly. It's a whole part of this recovery.
Hmm.
Is being transparent for me. This is my journey, though. This is my path.
Yes.
Um, I don't. It's not for everybody. Some people don't want to be open about it, and that is just fine. I
Right.
chose to be open about it because it helps me, um, and it makes it a lot easier to help other people if I'm open with my stuff. I don't. I've kind of wanted to do this peer support thing for a while,
Right.
and it's something that has always interested me. Uh,
Hmm.
and I don't feel like I could be a very good host or somebody to turn to for peer support if I'm not transparent and open about my life. Um,
What
I,
what is a piece of the puzzle in 2022 that you still need to work on? Because we're ever unfolding and trying to be better, no matter who we are.
Oh, always getting better. Well, I not to beat a dead horse, but I, I just had an awakening the other day.
Okay.
I was on another rant about Happs changing over, and I'm just like, it finally dawned on me that,
Clicked in
yeah, that I'm doing this
to yourself.
resentment. I'm doing this resentment stuff again, and
Yeah.
it really
Yeah.
resentment is the backbone to bad mental health.
It is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
It's a crutch.
intrusive thoughts
Yeah.
fuels that fire.
Yeah.
So I had to do a step 10 of AA. I
Yeah.
don't know if you're familiar with the steps of
I
Alcoholics
know some of
Anonymous.
them. I know some of them, but it sounds like you're feeding yourself poison to try to make yourself better,
Yeah,
and
and
that's
you
not going to
got
happen.
step 10 is all about recognizing that
Yeah.
and staying on top of, oh, I'm doing that stupid stuff again,
Hmm.
and catching it and then
Yeah.
correcting it. Um, so
But
that's
that's
when,
progress.
yeah,
That
that's
in
when,
itself, maybe that was placed upon your path to test you
yeah.
so that you could have, because we have to reframe everything in our brain.
I let it go on for a bit long. I
So,
didn't catch it right away, like
what
I
was
probably
what
should
was
have.
it? 3 weeks?
Yeah, well,
Yeah. Well, that's not long. Some people hold on to things for years,
yeah,
right?
he's good at
Until he
spotting
eats away
stupid
at them.
stuff with me as this co-host. uh, well, I appreciate you having me up, but I do have
Yeah.
to hop down.
I'm glad that we talked it through.
Yes, sir.
I feel we went into a couple avenues that I didn't expect, but that's awesome. And
You never know with me, right?
that's Haps too.
Yeah.
You never know what you're gonna listen. Have a wonderful show. If you can, just do a shameless plug again, and then we'll beam you down, and I'll do like a final word and call this a day.
Cool. Yeah. Gemma and I will be live tonight for episode 28 of the
Mm-hmm.
Mental Health Hour, 6 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. UK, 3 p.m. Pacific.
Yes,
And we're talking about imposter syndrome tonight. And
I
I'll
love
see you
it.
there.
Thank you for spending time with us today. I really appreciate you
Yes,
being here.
sir.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Well, that was a cool show. We kind of went in a couple of strange avenues there for a minute, but you know what? You never know on House where you're going to go. And I hope that no one is offended by any of the words that were said by our guest today. They're just expressing their opinion. Joy, how are you? Good to see you. Thank you for being here, Joy. I would love to connect with you in the near future. And everyone, if you can, have a glorious, peaceful Wednesday. Thank you so much for being here. Take care. Bye bye.